Greetings, I'm Dr. Eyeballtron. I've got my new show here, and I'm here to talk to you about bad sequels. And for once, we're not talking about that freaking Ghostbusters reboot. Casey Green is a comic artist and animator. Even if you haven't heard of him, you might have seen one of his comics float around as a meme. The little yellow dog in a bowler hat sitting in a burning building called This Is Fine. That comic was turned into an animation by Adult Swim, who commissioned the irreplaceable Schmokey to animate it. And Dana Snyder voiced the dog in the cartoon. I actually met him at Rhode Island Comic Con a few years ago. Let's drop that name like it's hot! Anyway, not long ago, Casey Green released a new comic entitled This Is Not Fine, where the dog finally wakes from his stupor and realizes the horror of his situation. He grabs a fire extinguisher and goes and takes care of it. I hate this new comic. The reason the original comic endures is because it's universal. We all see problems coming on the horizon and just shrug our shoulders. We can all have chaos churning around us and somehow just persevere. We can all fail to do an obvious thing that would improve our lives because we're lazy, or we're disinterested, or we're drunk, or we're just plain apathetic. I suppose once the old comic became a thing, it was inevitable that he'd make a sequel to it, but it cheapens the original. I might not say that, except for one line towards the end that really cheapens and dates it. He says, "They shot a gorilla, for God's sake." Now that's a reference to Harambe, the gorilla at the Cincinnati Zoo who was shot to protect the child who fell into his enclosure. Now some people took issue with this, but not primatologist Jane Goodall and zookeeper Zach Hanna, the latter of which mentions how tranquilizers might have aggravated Harambe even more before they took effect. Now what relevance this has to the world at large, I can't fathom. But it's going to be making a reference to oh, Fabio got hit by a goose when he was riding a roller coaster, as far as how relevant this will really be in about a year. Attaching this comic to a specific event immediately and instantly dates the comic. It's exactly as based and tawdry as Bobby Pickett releasing a new version of Monster Mash to criticize George W. Bush's environmental policies. Or when Twisted Sister released a version of I Want Iraq in support of Obama called I Want Barack. Didn't they also do I Want Iraq in support of the Iraq War? And maybe that was just a parody. I couldn't find source on that one, and I find it kind of unlikely they did both. Now there's something else Casey Green's been up to lately, and that's starting a Kickstarter selling This Is Fine dog plushies. Am I saying he made the sequel comic to generate some news in time for his Kickstarter? I don't know, and I don't care. He cheapened his universally loved comic with his sequel. I don't care why. And to be honest, the plushies are super cute. I might have to get one myself. But before I sign off here, let me share with you some Kickstarters or other crowdfunding efforts that you might also want to look at. Space Cats in Space is a twin-stick shooter whose developers Candy actually talked to at PAX this year. It looks like a blast. Jesus Bro is a movie from Brad Jones, the cinema snob. It's a religious spoof on those Pure Fix movies we've been getting a lot of lately. And a friend of Brad Jones, Letty Lewis, lost her father recently. They have a GoFundMe to help pay for his funeral expenses. All of those are linked in the description. Now thank you for watching the premiere episode of Hold the Phone. I hope you like it. But next time, we're going to be talking about Ghostbusters. Go! Ah!